Right now, the biggest sporting event on earth is happening in American cities. Millions of Americans are watching. Billions of dollars are moving. And almost nobody has stopped to ask, where is that money actually going? Here is the number that started this video, $11 billion. That is what FIFA, the organization that runs the World Cup, will make from this tournament. $11 billion. From ticket sales, from television deals, from sponsorships, from merchandise, $11 billion. And the cities hosting it? Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Seattle, Kansas City. They will see almost none of it. In fact, they are paying for it. Think about that for a moment. Your city put up the stadium, your city paid for the security, your city upgraded the roads and the trains, your city brought the world to its streets, and the organization collecting $11 billion is not your city. This is not a scandal. Nobody broke a law. What happened here is something far more interesting. A financial structure so perfectly designed that billions of dollars flow in one direction, while the entire world watches and cheers. And here is where it gets really interesting. To understand the money, you first need to understand the size. The 2026 World Cup is the largest in the history of the tournament. 48 teams, 104 matches, 16 cities, 3 countries. More matches means more ticket revenue. More teams means more broadcast deals. More cities means more sponsorship territory. FIFA did not just grow the tournament. They engineered more money from every single angle, simultaneously. Broadcasting rights alone, $4 billion. Sponsorships, $2.8 billion. Ticket sales and hospitality, $3 billion. That last number is remarkable. At the Qatar World Cup in 2022, ticket revenue was $950 million. In 2026, $3 billion. A 216% increase in 4 years. Same tournament, more matches, smarter pricing, 3 times the money. Now here is where the financial structure becomes genuinely fascinating. For most of the World Cup's history, a local organizing committee ran the tournament. They paid some of the costs, they shared some of the revenue. There was a partnership. 2026 changed that completely. For the first time in World Cup history, FIFA is running the tournament itself. No local organizing committee. FIFA deals directly with each host city, and under that arrangement, FIFA controls all the revenue. The ticket sales, television rights, sponsorships, merchandise, hospitality, all of it, centralized in one place. The cities control the costs, security, transportation, stadium upgrades, fan zones, emergency services. One side keeps the money, one side pays the bills. There is a word for this structure. You already know it, a franchise. FIFA is the franchisor. The cities are the franchisees. The franchisees pay to operate the business, and the franchisor keeps the receipts. By the way, wealth starts with the mind, subscribe, money, and numbers. Now back to the topic. 3 questions your brain cannot leave right now. How much are the cities actually paying? Why did every city agree to this? And if this is the structure, where does $11 billion actually go? We're going to answer all 3. Let us talk about the real numbers. Each host city in the 2026 World Cup is spending between $100 million and $200 million just for their share of the event. Toronto, Canada, $380 million. Vancouver, Canada, between $578 million and $624 million. Combined Canadian host city costs expected to exceed $1 billion. The U.S. federal government awarded $625 million in security grants across 11 American host cities. New Jersey Transit alone, $48 million just to move fans to and from the stadium. $48 million for buses and trains. One city, one line item. And here's the detail that nobody is talking about. FIFA demanded sales tax exemptions on every World Cup ticket. Georgia expects to lose $25 million in state and local tax revenue from Atlanta's games alone. Florida, $7.4 million. In Missouri, over $11 million. These are not FIFA's losses. These are the city's losses. Tax money that would have funded schools and hospitals and roads waived because FIFA required it as a condition of hosting. And then there is this. FIFA told every host city you can sign your own local sponsors to help cover your costs. But there is a catch. You cannot sign any company that competes with FIFA's own partners. Stadiums with naming rights, deals, had to hide their own sponsors' names during the tournament. Cities could not even sign convenience store chains because their food sales were deemed to compete with McDonald's. McDonald's, a FIFA sponsor. So the cities could not make money on their own because FIFA's partners had already claimed the territory. One sports economist described it perfectly. FIFA is not coming back to the United States for another 30 or 40 years, which means you can afford to make the ticket buyer angry today and squeeze every dollar you can, because there is no next season. There is no repeat customer to protect. Just one tournament. Every 30 years. Maximum extraction. This is the question everyone should be asking, if the numbers are this clear. Why did 11 American cities, 3 Canadian cities, and 3 Mexican cities all say yes? 4 reasons. The first reason, the promise of tourism. FIFA told every city the same story. Millions of international visitors, hotels full for a month, restaurants packed every night, local businesses transformed. The White House projected the World Cup would bring $30 billion to the U.S. economy. $30 billion. That number made every mayor in every city sign on the dotted line. The second reason, prestige. You cannot put a price on your city being seen by 5 billion people. That is what the Kansas City city manager said, almost word for word. Quote, "You can't put a price tag on this level of exposure. Politicians want the photograph. Mayors want their city on the global stage. Local leaders want to be the ones who brought the World Cup home. FIFA understood this and priced it accordingly." Yet the third reason, the contracts were confidential. Every host city signed a confidentiality agreement. They could not discuss the financial terms publicly. They could not compare notes with other host cities. They could not learn what Dallas paid before they decided what to offer in Seattle. Each city negotiated alone against FIFA's team of professional dealmakers who had done this exact negotiation dozens of times before. And the fourth reason, every city believed they would be the exception. Every single one of them thought, our city is different, our fans will show up, our hotels will fill, our numbers will work. None of them looked at the University of Toronto study that found 12 of the last 14 World Cup host regions lost money and thought that would be them. But there was one city that did, Chicago, the third largest city in America. Chicago looked at the contract, read the numbers, and said no. Not just no. Chicago launched its own campaign, inviting World Cup fans to visit the city, enjoy the restaurants, see the sights, all the tourist spending, without paying FIFA a single dollar. But here's the part nobody expects. FIFA is a non-profit organization. The entity collecting $11 billion is technically a charity. After paying salaries, the FIFA president earned approximately $6 million last year. After covering operating costs, the profits are distributed to 211 national football associations around the world. Every country with a football program, grassroots football in Africa, youth development in Asia, community programs in South America, all funded by the financial structure you just learned about. American cities paying the costs, FIFA collecting the revenue, 211 countries receiving the distribution. That is the complete picture. Not a villain, not a crime, just a financial architecture so perfectly constructed that the money flows in one direction, while the entire world watches and cheers. Here is the pattern worth understanding. The best financial structures are the ones where every party believes they are getting the better deal. Host cities believe they are getting prestige and tourism and global visibility. Fans believe they are watching football. Sponsors believe they are reaching 5 billion people. The financial truth was never hidden. It was in the contracts, in the city budgets, in the numbers, sitting in plain sight the entire time. I want to ask you one question. Chicago said no to FIFA and still got the tourists. Every other city said yes and is paying the bill. Which decision do you think was the right one? Tell me in the comments. You just learned what most people never will. Subscribe. See you in the next video.